You are the regional sales manager for Toob for this area?
Field sales manager.
Field sales manager. Sorry, I get that right. So tell us about Toob. Now, Toob is the latest thing to come through your fibre optic cable to your houses, isn't it?
Correct.
So now she said, don't ask me any technical questions because she's just sales. So we're trying to stay away from all those awkward technical questions that people are going to be commenting on and things like that. What I want to talk about is, how is it different?
Well, Toob differentiates from the other big players in the market by fibre to the premise. So we're not fibre to the cabinet, we fibre directly to the premise. So no copper, which a lot of our other competitors use. So we get the guaranteed speeds because it is fibre, and it's a contention rate of 1-to-1. You're not sharing it with your neighbours, so we do guarantee those speeds.
From a technical point of view, that is equivalent to an actual business lease line, which normally would cost, depending on the side of the speed, you can pay over £600 a month for.
Absolutely.
And you're getting this fraction of the cost.
So in layman's terms, basically, if you have a competitor's broadband, it goes into the box and then it gets split up, doesn't it? And that's where you start losing the speed, basically. So your product, you go straight to the person's house.
Correct.
Which you have been installing all over Camberley.
Camberley, Blackwater, Aldershot. We're moving into Farnborough soon. So we're definitely expanding our footprint here.
It is. I mean, you're Portsmouth based.
We are.
So I take it Portsmouth has already been done.
Very successful, Portsmouth and Southampton. We've just got Fareham going as well, but that's been going very successfully for the last 4 years. We've only been up in this area just over a year. Mm-hmm. We've increased our brand ambassadors, so we have a full team out in Camberley, knocking doors, introducing the product. That's what we like to do. We go into an area first off, get registration of interest, try and build it up to a certain percentage, let them know that we are coming, and we leave it for a few months and then go back. And they obviously, organically, it'll start growing. Word of mouth, people get installed, share it with their neighbours, and hence how we're growing at the rate we are.
Now the thing is, obviously...
I've got a technical question here. Do you know why they're going in Portsmouth first?
Why?
Because that's where some of the lines go out to Europe. You've got Portsmouth, Southampton, and in London, the main docks. I know that from my IT background.
That's where it comes in, doesn't it? It comes in under the sea, and then it goes out from there.
You've got
also in Cornwall as well.
Yeah. So your lines come down. You've got your own junction boxes that don't require much power. Where you got BT has these boxes that got heat going through, affected by sunlight, kind of deflect speeds, where you've kind of literally got it all the way through to the premises. So it's kind of like having a complete one big line.
Now people would say that, I'm with another company, Toobs come along and they're saying, well, we've got this, we've got that. Now, look, for me as a consumer, okay, I look at it, okay, so how many things do I have on Wi-Fi within the house? Now, obviously, I signed up for a deal 2-3 years ago, but now we have so many things on Wi-Fi, including the Hoover. I'm not going to lie. We have a robotic Hoover which runs off Wi-Fi as well. So I added them up, and there's about 50 to 70 things in the house. Now, a traditional supplier that you signed up for 3 years ago, unless you've updated that, originally you probably only had 30 things, and now over the 3 years it's got less and less and less, whereas your product is meant to be hyper fast, isn't it? So it's meant to be really, really fast. I mean, Jack keeps raving about the gigabits and all this sort of stuff. Go on, Jack, let's have a few statistics.
Well, I've been doing a lot of speed testing, so I think a lot of people also, when they speed test, they're doing it off Wi-Fi, off a device, which normally to get a proper speed, you plug it in by hard cable and do a speed test that way. Then you know what your speeds are. So for my speed test from a laptop directly to the router, you get in a 900 down, 900 up. It may fluctuate, but it's spot on. On a mobile phone, you get a lot less because if you get the free TV box from you guys, it's not 6 gigahertz, it's 5, so you won't get the full gigabit from it unless you get a 6. Then you can get Wi-Fi up to the 900 speed. I think that's what people keep forgetting, or they might have whole devices that's not even doing that. So when they do a test, they're probably getting 200, 300 off of it. So my ex has got Toob installed. I've got Wi-Fi 6 boxes, so they will get speed of Wi-Fi, and again, that's very consistent, which is what I like about it. I'm always testing it. Every time I go and visit my kids, I'm on it quickly.
He's a bit of a geek like that. He likes to test these things out, just to see what it's like. So you've got obviously you're in sales, so there has been a bit of negativity about Toob out there, which we need to basically just touch on, and I'm sure that there'll probably be a few comments as well coming up. So, about having poles instead of having it in the ground and things like that. I mean, do you know why they had poles instead of putting it into the ground?
So where we can use BT's infrastructure for the ducts, we use it.
Yep.
There's also BT poles that have been there for many years. We're the new kid on the block. Obviously, people are noticing that there's work going on.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we erecting a pole in front of their driveway? The pole might have been there for a while already, but because now something new is coming, it's caused a little bit of frustration among some residents. But in saying that, I think as time goes on and people understand a bit better, aerial is probably the easiest way, should something go wrong, to fix than digging up. The older generation are not happy. They kind of think we're going back 50 years. Why are we going up a pole and not underground?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want them to dig my driveway up if they don't have to. Poles are neat and tidy. I mean,
I know, especially with a lot of driveways now. They're blocks, aren't they? Or it's coloured tarmac or something
Absolutely.
like that. And once you dig them up, they're never going to go back the same. So you're trying to do them a favour.
So if there's ducting there already, BT ducting, we do that. We blow the fibre through those ducts.
I know you guys were talking about when you go across the road, you don't dig the road up, you literally find a trunking point, which is obviously between the lights, and you go under through there. So that way it saves a lot digging up, which also costs money at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
And putting things right as well. And I know BT's rolling away from their cable infrastructure, so those poles are going to be empty. So it's a great way of re-neutralising those poles. And as I said, it's just straight in. And like the old generation, France was the kind of same. They wanted to roll internet out around Paris, but they didn't want all their roads and cobbles dug up. So they laid poles and then had Wi-Fi around Paris,
And I mean,
much more tidy away. So it's kind of like the same kind of similar thing.
Because it's a machine that does the pole, isn't it? So the machine comes along, digs the hole, pole goes in, and it's all done and dusted really, really quickly. So as opposed to digging a massive trench around it, then putting up someone standing there with a level, making sure the pole's level.
I mean, where my mum used to live in Windlesham, there's no trunking round that little close bit. So you would have to, if you lay in, you would have to dig it up. Whereas there's a pole right outside, it's just straight across, tidier. We're used to poles.
We are, but I think because you said obviously you're coming
There's
along.
some areas in Camberley where aesthetically it doesn't look great in front of some properties. But like I say, it's the way of the world and the way we're moving. And if anything does go wrong, it's an easier way to fix if it's on an aerial pole.
And the thing is, I mean, give it 6 months, people will forget that pole's there, basically.
Already we're seeing a bit of a shift in the thought process, and they're starting to understand. I knocked a door the other day and a lady said, look, I'm really, really sorry. The pole was right directly in front of her front door. And she said, I understand, I get it. She said, in 5 years I might not be here. The people that buy my home, it's valuable to them.
Yeah.
Come on the back of that though, if I was buying a house, the first thing I would look for is, do they have decent internet there?
Well, this is something that the estate agents are selling now, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's actually putting down, who the internet providers are in the area. And so, because a lot more people now are working from home,
absolutely,
so you got working from home. You've got the game system, you've got your TV, you've got your streaming devices, you've got your mobile phones, you've got literally
your Hoover.
Your Hoover, yes, yes. Don't forget the Hoover.
He had Wi-Fi issue. I went and fixed it, and he's don't forget the Hoover. What do you want about a Hoover? Oh, it's one of those things, isn't it?
Still got Wi-Fi issue. You need to come around. It's still not working properly. So, but I think I'm just it's just a bit of a nightmare for me. It always has been with the internet. I don't know why. But Jack came around and did all this stuff, and it all worked fine. And then all of a sudden, it's not working fine. But do you know what he said to me? He says, "You need to turn it off for 30 seconds and turn it back on again."
Switch on.
I mean, that's a common part. You got this router that's basically a very short version of a laptop, routing traffic all day, and you just rely on it to be on. Like mobile phones, you rely your phones on all the time. You don't ever think, we'll turn it off today, turn it back on again, clear the memory out, and it'd be all good to go. That was my common question when I was doing IT. People would phone me up and say, my internet's down through work, turn it off, turn it back on again. Fixed 80%, fixed the issues.
Well, what we have to do is we have to give notice to our children in the house. Say we are turning off the Wi-Fi in 10 minutes, and it will be off for about a minute. But otherwise, they go into panic mode.
No, absolutely. I've got teenage daughters, and I know exactly why is the Wi-Fi not
There's no
working?
Wi-Fi. There's no Wi-Fi. It's amazing. It does control our lives, though.
It does.
You know,
Absolutely.
and you guys as a provider, you know, I think obviously you got your speed at the moment. The speed will go up over the years. There'll be, you know, even more speed. So, you know, so when people sign up now, you know, in like 2 years' time, can they sort of get an upgrade, or are they?
So, with regards to pricing, our first customer in Portsmouth is still on £25, and that's 4 years later. If you want to recontract with us in month 17, you will get a call to find out if you are still happy with the service. You will get a further 18 months for £25. So it's pretty much a 3-year contract for £25. And obviously maintenance, we will do upgrades all the time. We've had one in Camberley a little while ago. We are expecting another. We have to keep the maintenance going. We need to keep it up to speed. So
Do you do your maintenance? You switch it off like on a Saturday about
Friday
1 o'clock in the afternoon.
10 o'clock on a Friday evening was the last one, and through to 1 o'clock. It obviously went over a little bit, but we do notify the customers. We do send out a mass email to inform them so that it's not a shock and children don't have drop dead with a heart attack.
Yeah.
With the Wi-Fi. And if there are issues, we do notify. The other nice thing with us is we've got a UK-based customer service line, which a lot of our competitors don't have,
Okay.
which does make a big difference.
And is it easy to get hold of them?
Absolutely.
Because a lot, again, that's the other side. You know, they're on hold for like an hour,
Yes.
then they get through to, or they get cut off, which is really bad. You know, when I'm just putting you on hold, and the next thing you know, you're cut off from. So you have to
And you
start
start again.
the whole
No,
process
absolutely.
again.
I mean, you guys are quite responsive, because I was messaged before I got to know you guys, and it was quite a quick response as well, and obviously engaged with trying to get my building connected as well, because it's teasing just sitting outside knowing it's there. So I'm waiting for my building people at Accent Perlis, get your asses in gear. I'll need connected. Saves me a trip to my ex all the time for uploading the files. But no, it's responsive. Like we're saying, the email alerts go out, because my ex always said, it's off. Did you get an email? Oh yeah, I've just seen it. You know, so it is going out. BT won't do that. When there's an outage, it just happens. And I've got issues with my BT, one of my Wi-Fi boxes. I'm reluctant to phone them up, because I know I won't get through on the chat or on the calls. So I think I'll wait to amend the contract when they do an upgrade.
Jack, all good things come to those who wait. It's
That's
coming.
it.
I promise you it's coming. Get excited.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Claire. It's obviously the first meeting where we actually had someone from Toob here, which is quite.
Before you come
Yes.
to the end, you was doing like a price point today. A lot of them are jacking their prices up, but you're
Yes.
sticking
So
to your.
our price is fixed, no in-contract increases for the 18 months.
Yeah.
Sky and the other one, the red brand, it's minimum of 13.8%. That's a lot in these
Yep.
days. I mean, people are saving every penny. So if we can give you a reliable service at an affordable price for everybody, every demographic, why not?
That's fantastic.
It's a no-brainer.
It is. It is. You know, the trouble is we're with a provider that provides everything. So it's not just the internet; it's also your gas, your electric, and all that sort of. And at the moment, so we don't really want to change just yet, you know,
Sure.
with the energy the way it is at the moment. So thank you very much, Claire. And we look forward to speaking to you again. Or one you ought to, it would be nice actually to get a technical person in, wouldn't it?
Yeah, bring
So-
Claire back with a technical person.
With a technical
Absolutely.
person, yes. So
Will
we can.
It'd be nice to get to know more about the infrastructure, how it kind of works, how it differs from the other places as well. Because this is a no-brainer, and it is too good to be true. That is there,
Are
basically.
you on commission?
No,
Oh, okay.
I
He
don't
just
know.
knows
Yeah.
it.
Just like, well, I'm a technical
He's
background.
excited.
I'm excited. I know speeds. I loved. I mean, the last speed I had is when I had a flat on the London Road. I had Virgin at 100 meg at the time. And that was brilliant at the time. And now
Was that a
it's kind of-
tyre?
That was quite a few years. I was like 10. No, could be about 20 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
So
but having this is great. It's good for your pocket. It's good for your pocket.
Well, the nice thing is my office is not even 5 minutes away from here. So we're around the corner.
that's even better.
So we'll be back, definitely.
Yeah.
I'll bring one of my experienced brand ambassadors with, and we can run through some technical.
Yeah, no, it'd be
That'll
really
be
good.
that'll be great.
Definitely.
We can get some questions as well. We can put it out there. We're going to have some technical, and we can get some questions actually in from.
I think the more people learn how it works, will more understand, be a bit more
Absolutely.
patient, you know, and it's saving the cost. Like everything's going up, but this broadband service is here to stay, and it's got a really good price, and it's not like your BT or your Virgin. You can't even quibble it. I mean, I know your dad was talking about his channels. Do I get channels with it? Well, no, we're on streaming now. You know.
I know. It's the
generation.
older generation. I know. That's,
We all stream and buy apps and whatever. They have no idea. So
Yeah.
we kind of say you've got brilliant internet, you're going to have brilliant TV. So
the broadband speed you need.
Here at SMJ Media Group, we are a non-profit company providing fun, free content for local businesses. If you like our content and would like to support us, please visit buymeacoffee.com/SMJ Media Group and buy us a coffee.